Hello everyone, this is the blonde girl in Korea aka SABA. 안녕하세요. 금발머리의 백인 여자, 헝가리에서 온 금백녀 샤바입니다. If you're a newcomer, hello there. My name is Shaba and I'm a Hungarian model and entertainer based in South Korea. I usually upload contents about my life here, my job, and the country itself, as well as some of my insights, thoughts, opinions. Yeah. Depending on the contents, I might talk in English or Korean, but don't worry because I never forget to upload both subtitles here. To keep it short, today's video is about studying. While there are lots of videos about how to study a new language, there isn't many on keeping your motivation. For this reason, I will tell you 3 easier than it seems like tips to trick your mind into absorbing more knowledge. Before I start off, please hit the like button for me, and if you're interested in my other contents too, I highly suggest you subscribe as well. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you! Now, let's dig into this short list. Needless to say, when studying, you really gotta want to do it. Your reason to know that language has to be strong enough to feel that it's worth sacrificing your time and energy on it, as it's not a short process, and sometimes it feels like we are not getting results in exchange of our efforts. And that's why our first rule is keep your pride busy. When people constantly acknowledge their newer and newer achievements, they tend to forget about all the hassle they have been through before. Just like when reaching milestones, but the magic happens when you put way bigger importance on those milestones instead of just looking at the whole long run. Because it's far, and we don't like that, do we? Hell no. So, for this, you gotta compare your skills to a past self. Always. All the time. Did you just learn how to order food in that language? Well, that past self had no clue about it. They couldn't do it. And you can. Did you learn all the words associated with kitchen? Cool. Your past self had no idea. Actually, a lot of people still don't know it. But you, you do. And that's something. So, whenever you finish the smallest topics, a new level, a new group of grammar or vocabulary, make sure you write it down. Trust me when I say it helps. I always said, oh no, this is just bullshit. No, it doesn't work. Come on, why would it? It's just writing down. Yeah, well, I only said it until I actually tried it. And guess what? It worked. I wrote down every single achievement, and at the end of the month, I read it all up. Oh boy, that pride. Wow. And you know what? I wouldn't even feel it if it wasn't for those small, tiny pieces of papers. Because as humans, we are weirdly wired in a way not to ever feel satisfied about our own performance. At least, I am. You can start your sentences like, now I can, or I am better because now I know ... or anything that hypes up your self-esteem. Just keep it short and positive. You can even reward yourself after, I don't know, 10, because you deserve it. You did it. With this, you will feel like you have won small individual wars and not just small battles of a big war. And that's a huge difference. Phew! Okay, second, when you've studied for quite a time and you feel like you're losing your focus or you're getting a little bit annoyed by what you're studying, compensate it with something that pleases you. Just like comfort food, but this time, comfort knowledge. Attention! This will be the most important rule with the highest efficiency today. Second rule, keep it interesting by learning what you're most frustrated of not knowing. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but let me explain it to you. While lots of people get energy from happy and peaceful emotions, there are also people like me. For example, I've always done better when I use my frustration of trying to prove someone wrong or just being able to debate my opinion about the world. So when I was improving my vocabulary with basic words, I realized that my mind is no longer paying attention to what I was studying. So I threw in the hook. I asked myself, what is something I cannot express on this language that I find annoying? Well, for me, the answer was, I cannot have a deep intellectual conversation or debate about life because I just don't know the words. So I closed the page about flavors and food textures I was reading in that moment and opened a new tab searching for a philosophical article that I swear did not understand even 10% of it. I started to translate it word by word, so I ended up with 2 full pages of highly advanced and sophisticated words and phrases from which I memorized half of it right away. Why? Because I was interested in it. That was something I had my mind on in that moment. I still don't know how to say chewy in Korean, but now I can say that I am really good at identifying a problem and uncovering the underlying causes of it, while not only giving an unbiased and insightful opinion, but also presenting the most appropriate and effective solution for it. Bam! How's chewy? I don't know. Of course, this can be different for everybody. You feel bad because you cannot ask if a dish has seafood in it, or you cannot tell the hairdresser what kind of haircut you want, or you cannot talk about the pressure of societal expectations. It's up to you guys. Just find it and eliminate the frustration before heading back to your original studies. Also, this will sure as hell bring up your pride for rule number 1. Now the last one is the easiest. After a while, your brain can get flooded with all this bunch of information without being able to absorb all of it. It's not just boredom or lack of focus anymore, it simply reaches its limit. For these cases, you can apply rule number 3. Don't be afraid to rest. Some time ago, I measured my progress by my productivity, and it was a big mistake. It got me obsessed to the point that every day I felt super guilty when I couldn't finish all the things that I had planned for that day. Because there was no stopping, no excuses. After a while, I felt burnt out. I got enough. It made me miserable, so it wasn't worth anymore. That's when I realized, just like our stomach, our brain has limitations as well. Just because you sit down and try to memorize 3 full pages of, let's say, grammar, it won't necessarily make it into your long-term memory. The same goes for taking a break. Just because you are not studying every day doesn't mean that you are lazy or not making a progress. People always say you gotta practice and revise until it stays in your head, and well, it's kind of true. But you also need to know when to stop and rest. De-stress your brain and give it a little break. Think about it being part of the learning process and not just a pause for it. Because sometimes having the soup in the fridge brings together the flavors more than constant boiling. These 3 rules are my advice for today. I hope they are going to help you at least as much or even more as they did to me. If you would like to hear more tips on studying languages, or you're just curious about a certain topic, leave a comment below and I will try to make a video of it next time. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye! Don't forget, because I never... You done? Before I start up... Wow. Highly suggest shiny and trick your mind. Shiny! Shit! Miért mindig olyankor kell nyöszörögnöd, amikor felveszek valamit?